Good afternoon, everyone. Some of you are probably not familiar with what we're about to say here. I know some of you have over the years participated, but Paula just really said fashion, right? You said in a quick fashion. So I'm going to try to give you a quick overview of what we are about to go through the process of entering into contract with LAWA and the different programs that we have, because we do strongly encourage the participation and inclusion of diverse, small, and different business enterprises. And we do that with several different programs when we procure goods, services, and equipment. So even though you see 5 different programs here, the Local Business Preference Program, Small Business Enterprise Program, we have Small and Local Business Program, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, and the Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. I am only going to talk about the 2 because that is what's relevant to IT projects. Not all of them will apply to IT projects. Suffice to say that with the Small and Local Business Program, that is really only for procurement up to $100,000. And so I think most of our projects are definitely way beyond that in terms of contract value. The Disadvantaged Business Enterprise is really for federally funded projects. So those are construction, are projects in the airside, federally funded projects that will apply to them. And of course, the last one, the Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, if it's really for concessions only. I think in the history that I've been here, more than 10 years now, I've only seen 1 IT project, or maybe 2, that was considered a concession, and that was the Wi-Fi contract. The Local Business Preference Program, what this is when we procure goods and services and it's over $150,000 in value, we will provide an 8% discount to your bid price or an 8% addition to the proposal scoring if you are a local business enterprise firm. And to qualify as a local business enterprise firm, at least one of the criteria, not everything, there's a few, I will mention of one, and that is that your firm has to be located or headquartered in the county of Los Angeles, not city, county of Los Angeles. And we have many communities within the county of Los Angeles. Another thing too, for those of you especially who are new, you have to be a certified local business enterprise by the time the bid or the proposal is due. And that information has to be posted in the mayor's website and verified by Public Works. And let me just give you an example, just a quick example of how this works. I'm showing an example of scoring for a request for proposal. So we have 4 proposals here. On the second column is the first proposer, and they are not an LBE certified firm, so you do not get the 8 points there. However, on the next slide, that's highlighted in green, that is a local business enterprise certified prime contractor, and we add 8 points to that, or 8%. If you are not a prime LBE certified firm, but you want to use subcontractors who are local business enterprises, we give you 1 point for every 10% of work you give to them. So in this scenario, score +5, that means that you're actually subcontracting 50% of the work. And then in that last column, +2, that means 20% you are subcontracting to local business enterprise subcontractors. So that's how that works. It's really key because if you look at the final score before the program was added, or before the points were added, proposer 1 was the highest, but because of the LBE points added, the number 2 in terms of the average score now became the winner. So you really want to pay attention to that. So what we want to make sure is that if there are so many opportunities that's been discussed here today, so if you plan to participate at all, starting today or whenever, If you are a local business enterprise, it's not sufficient to just declare you are. We actually have to certify you. So that process is that you will have to submit that application. It's called a affidavit of eligibility. You have to submit that and post it in the mayor's website, and I will talk about that in a little bit. And then Public Works will certify you as such. By the time we receive your proposal or bid, my group, and we have a few, people that will help you with that, will actually verify that you have a certified local business enterprise certification. And once we have that, we can add that to your score. We have another program. It's called the Small Business Enterprise Program. This is a mandatory program, and this is a standard size of company. We're not looking at where you're located. We're looking at your size. If for example, you generate, I believe it's 27.5 million currently that the federal uses, federal SBA 8A program or the state's General Services Department, they will certify you as a small business enterprise. If you are already certified in one of these agencies, we will accept you as a small business enterprise. And what that means to you is that when we have a program that is subject to small business enterprise, we have a mandatory goal. And in order for you to be considered responsive, you have to meet or exceed that goal. So if you're a prime and you're already an SBE firm, you've considered to have met that goal 100%. If you are not an SBE firm, we could have you meet that goal, whether that's 20%, whatever the case may be, through the use of SBE subcontractors. And so we've also come up with a proprietary application because we at the city, the proprietary departments such as the Port of LA, Los Angeles Water and Power, and LAWA, we are now using one application where if you are not certified in any of these, and I don't know if you can see them, federal SBA 8A, we have the state's certification, we have Caltrans, we have Metro, and all the other agencies. If you are already certified by one of these agencies, we will accept your certification for our purposes, and you don't have to go through that process again. But if you're not, you will want to submit an application with us, and at the end of the presentation portion today and the networking portion of the event, I have two colleagues that will help you with the certification questions. If you want to get certified, we'll help you with that. And so as we continue to improve our business inclusion programs, we have implemented some new approaches really to make sure that we try to improve our inclusion and to have as many diverse, small, and disadvantaged business enterprises in our contracts. So one of that is in some certain solicitations, we will have as a criteria only one, in a proposal this will work because a proposal will have more than one criteria. One of that may be we will take a look at how you approach including the certified businesses. That will be one of the criteria, and we will score you on that. We've also started to layer the various programs in one single solicitation. We may have more than one program. So if we put out an RFP for a professional services, for example, we may have the small business enterprise, we may have the local business enterprise. So we're going to start combining that so we can have more participation. And I think this last one I think is actually my favorite, where it says multiple awards from a single solicitation depending on the size of your firm. So depending on how big that contract is, we break it up and we will award many contracts based on your size, whether that's a medium-sized firm, a small-sized firm, or a large-sized firm. And we're not done. We have one more program that we're actually very excited about. Currently, it's in council. We are waiting for their approval. It's the local business enterprise, and within that is a local small business component. And right now, I'm not going to be able to explain that to you. It'll take more than a few minutes. But suffice to say that once we get this approved, that will be another program to help us improve in our business inclusion commitment to you. And finally, I'm so really glad, and having been here for more than 10 years, we have successfully provided training to our prospective vendors and contractors successfully for the last more than 10 years now. Every first Wednesday of the month and continuing even now, we invite you to come to our Doing Business with LAWA workshops. It's a 2-hour workshop. It's free to you. We discuss the many business opportunities that we have, and especially for those of you who are new, who don't know how to get into our procurement process, we're going to try to demystify that for you. We're going to show you how to get in, how to get notified, and I've talked about the mayor's website. It's called the Los Angeles Business Assistance Virtual Network, LABAVN.org. That is where we post our opportunities. That is the only site that we post our opportunities, not only for LAWA, but for the city in general. So you're really looking at many, many opportunities at any given time. In that 2-hour training program, we discuss in greater detail the many business enterprise programs that we have, and we certainly, on that training as well, our 2 certifiers, Angela and Cecile, who will also be here today at the end of our networking, during our networking portion. They will explain to you what it takes to get certified, what are the requirements, how to submit an application, how long it takes, what kind of paperwork we're looking for in order to certify you. So please come and join us every first Wednesday of the month, and you can just RSVP. Usually the training is between 9 to 11. Parking is free. At the moment, if you go through that RSVP, if you go to LAWA.org, we have a flyer that also tells you where it is. So in any case, we are, with all these business opportunities, really, we cannot wait to see you. By the way, the training is only limited to 30 per month, unless I can get another change in venue, which if I can accommodate a bigger group, I'd be happy to do that. But right now, as it is, we only take 30 a month. But I will try to work it out where I can take more people to train, because it's only once a month. July and January we don't, because that's kind of our break too. But we invite you to come and we'll let you know what it is and what it takes to join our group, because we are so looking forward to having you. So thank you.